Hello everybody, let's just relax and chill out. Let's be cool. Actually, no, let's just carry on as we normally are. Yes, this is your friendly neighbourhood ranting Brummy, and this week we are reviewing not so much a game, but I suppose more an application. I suppose after going on a bit of an unbridled rant about Wordle, I think last week, it's time to do something I think a little bit different, and what we're going to do is a little application called This Is Sand. It's quite literally the embodiment of a sandbox game. And basically you can use it to create very interesting works of art, as we're about to demonstrate now. So here we are, quite simply, we have our blank canvas. So let's click on this little button up here at the top, and we have ourselves a nice little colour palette to choose from. And of course, as the game is This Is Sand, we're going to go for something very sandy, a kind of nice sort of bronzy orange, shall we say. This is where we're going to channel our inner Bob Ross. Yeah, of course. We don't make mistakes, we just have happy little accidents. Yeah. God bless his soul, Bob Ross. The king of what was, I suppose, is now known as ASMR. I suppose they still show Bob Ross painting on BBC4 every once in a while. And it is quite relaxing. And to be fair, this application can also be that as well. So all you have to do is just click and hold your mouse button and just waft away, building up nice little layers of sand. It's kind of similar, I suppose, to some of those things, I suppose, maybe that your mum, your nan, or your auntie had. I think maybe in the 70s and 80s where you had a plastic frame that swiveled with two pieces of glass and a kind of sand and oil and water mix. And every time you turned it upside down, it created a new kind of image. Here we go. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, you can probably hear some slightly sandy sound effects in the background. And of course, if you don't want to get yourself repetitive strain injury by holding down the left button, what we'll do is we'll just quickly change colour to a slightly lighter orange. All you have to do is just double click. All you have to do is double click. There you go, and it does it for you. And all you have to do is just happily waft back and forth like this. Building up your layers. I'd have to say the sound physics in this are actually quite remarkably good. I'll just demonstrate that now by just leaving the cursor in just one place like this, and you can sort of see how it drifts down one side. I'm kind of making a bit of an anthill, I think, more than a mountain here. But yeah, and of course we can just click to stop, and it carries on. It literally settles down and gives us, I suppose, a pyramid. I suppose we're kind of going for an Egyptian background on this one. There's a lot of people who've been able to make much more of this than me, infinitely more talented, and we're going to have a look at the gallery as we're going to go along. And no, we're not going to use the Tony Hart theme because we will get a copyright strike for that. So, yeah, it's a nice little thing, this one. It is very relaxing, I think, having the sounds of the sand just dropping down. We'll make this pyramid just a little bit bigger than this one. There we go. Let that all fall. Okay, now something else you can do. If we go back into the colour palette here, as you can see, we've got this little bullseye type button on the left. All we have to do is just click on it, and there we go. You can see on the right we get a random sample of colours. If you just click on that, it gives you your own random choice. As you can see here, it kind of looks a bit like somebody sliced through a gumball, and you got all the yeah, like an everlasting gobstopper. I told you this game was chill. I hope I sound chill. I'll probably sound absolutely rubbish because I'm using a headset microphone to record this rather than my usual one, so it's going to be one of those things. Now, of course, now we've got our kind of multicolour tool selected. Again, we can just click and hold and go over the top, and it does actually cycle through the colours very, very gradually for you. I'll just demonstrate over here on the right hand side. There we go, building ourselves up a, I suppose, kind of psychedelic little mountain. Again, as Bob Ross says, we don't make mistakes, we just have happy little accidents. And in this case, it's almost, well, quite deliberate. It's quite a handy little tool, this. It's not really a drawing tool as such, of course. If you want that, you've just got Microsoft Paint when you think about it. Okay, so we're building up our peaks, as you can see right here. We are clicking and holding, and it's cycling through the colours, and of course you can kind of do that manually. Release, click and hold, and it'll change the colour for you every single time. So there we go. Feeling relaxed yet, are we? I hope you are. I would say there are a few drawbacks to this program, as it were. They're only kind of minor, but they are very much still drawbacks. The first, as you can see, we've got a very peaky looking picture here as it is, and if you want to try and get a flat surface, you really have to kind of master it from the art straight away. You probably have to either go click, 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 click like this all the time, or you have to just click and hold and just shake it back and forth like an absolute madman with the hiccups. And of course, I suppose you are always going to be a little bit limited in what you're going to get out of something like this. Most people are just going to end up making kind of mountains and snow-capped peaks and things like that. I suppose the other thing this program could do with is some kind of undo function. I think, I suppose kind of like you get on any kind of normal art program to just undo your most recent edition. I suppose really if we're going with the kind of sand aesthetic of this program, I suppose what they maybe could do instead was have maybe like a vacuum function where you can perhaps suck sand off the top, or maybe suck it out from underneath, and it'll cause the rest of the sand to kind of collapse in on itself. As I say, the kind of particle physics of this tool are actually really, really good, I have to say. So we're getting almost full to the top of our little mountain peak here. I suppose something else that would be very useful is when you have this kind of multi-tool selector here, it would be nice if you could actually manually choose the colour of each ring as you go through, so you can get yourself a proper kind of colour scale, grayscale, if that's what you wanted, if you're doing something in monochrome perhaps, because as you can see it does just generate a complete random pattern. We'll stick with that one and see what impact it has on our little piece of art right here. And we're getting very close to the top. Also, sometimes when you go over here, as you can see, you've got some of the other options to go back to the screen. The cursor can kind of get stuck behind them, as it were. And when you get to the top, you just end up making even more little peaks and mountains. And I suppose that's the perspective of a picture like this. But yeah, if you're a complete and total klutz like me, who barely just scraped his art GCSE, thanks to an absolutely wet blanket teacher who makes Keir Starmer look like Chuck Norris. Yeah, I blame you, Mr. Edwards, for all those years ago. You're only going to be very limited in what you can do with this, but it's that's not really the point of this. I suppose that's kind of the point of all art when you think about it. Everything's got an artistic merit, I suppose, but yeah, we're getting close to the top of our picture now, so we'll stop right here. And we'll click into this, and shall we put the sky in, or shall we have a night sky? Let's put the sky in. I mean, the picture's actually quite blue as it is. Okay, so let's just fill the rest of our picture up. Yes. Yeah, and it does have a very ASMR attribute, this game. I think the sound of just watching the sand fall and just hearing it, it is quite chill. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm feeling in a bit of a chill mood today. Sometimes it's nice just to relax and not worry about things. Difficult, I know, with what's going on in the world at the moment, so I do apologise if anyone got a little bit upset by that. We all need to chill, I think, at some point, and hopefully we all will when this is over. Okay, so just filling in our last little gaps here. And of course, if you drop the cursor down here and bring it back and forth, it's kind of almost like, I suppose, the kind of soundtrack in Fantasia. Does anyone remember that one? The classic Disney film? It kind of looks a bit like a sine wave. Siny, 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 wave, wave, wave. There we go. There we go. You don't have to be an artistic genius for something like this. Okay, let's just fill in our last little gap. Here we go. And that's going to be our nice little blue sky. There we go. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hit this video with a copyright strike, even though it's not the actual song. I think I'm a bit too chill, now, with this video, and also apologies there to Jeff Lynn. A little cheeky thing you can do is when you've filled in your nice little blue sky up here, you can go into the palette, make it yellow, and it looks like the sun. Aren't I clever? Oh. Yeah, this is basically what you can do with This Is Sand. You get peaks, troughs. As I say, we could do with like a flattening tool or some kind of undo tool to help you kind of level things out, because you really, you are only going to get this kind of picture, aren't you? But we're going to show you the gallery of this, and then we may perhaps just do one more picture. So let's just can we go into the gallery? Yeah, here we are. And we'll scroll down into this, the popular section, and let's just take a little look at what some people have been coming up with who've got infinitely more talent than me. So there we have it. That's This Is Sand. Probably one of the most relaxing experiences I think you can have on the internet. No, not including that. Get your minds out of the gutter, please. Yeah, I'll leave a link to This Is Sand in the description if you want to play it yourself, and of course it says you can download it on the App Store and get it on Google Play. They think they're going to be getting some more tools on the mobile versions as well. So yeah, as the great Bob Ross himself would say, just happy art. Chill, relax, be good to each other, and all of the usual good stuff. And of course, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. This has been the Ranting Brummie, and I'm off to chill out even more. Stay safe, take care, have an awesome day, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.